A boxing sequel and a lukewarm comedy are available for viewing this weekend.
Yes, here to review Creed 3 and A Little White Lies, film critic Chuck and Pam Powell. Glad to have you both here. I am very excited for one of these in particular. Which one are we starting with here?
Creed.
Okay.
Creed
is
the biggie. Is that the one you're excited about? Okay.
I'm not a film critic, but I really have liked the others I've seen.
Trilogy?
So.
Okay.
This is now a trilogy, yes.
Okie dokie pokey. Here we go. Uh-oh. I have a bad vibe there.
I sure do.
You know what? To each his own. Chuck and I have disagreed about this. We talked in depth about Creed 3. This is the third, obviously, Creed 3, but ninth in the entire franchise for the Rocky franchise. We've got Michael B. Jordan directing this and also starring in it as Adonis Creed. He's still the heavyweight champion of the world, but he has retired. Unfortunately, he has not dealt with some of the issues of his past, some ghosts that are haunting him, and he is reminded as to what those ghosts are as Jonathan Major's character of Damien comes back into his life. And now it's time for Adonis to face the facts of his past. As you can see, we've got a matchup that comes, he does enter back into the ring. We get flashbacks into the past to find out exactly what went down when he was a teenager. I feel like I'm watching two different movies in watching Creed 3. We get the first hour and 10 minutes of a lot of stuff going on between Adonis and his mother, Adonis and his wife, played by Tessa Thompson, and the adorable child, Amara, who is hearing impaired and goes to a deaf school. These relationships are all very interesting, but it's not until we get to about an hour and 10 minutes in as to what's actually going to happen, the inevitable. You know what's going to happen. And this turns into another Rocky, another Creed, another Apollo, etc. It does follow that formula. There is a lot of great cinematography with this that shows some brutal violence, some incredible fight scenes. Not my cup of tea, a little bit too much. I am not a boxing fan. Usually these stories are just stories about, they use the sport as a vehicle to get the message out. And yes, they do this. However, it was just a little bit too intense and violent for me. It is a story about friendship, loyalty, and dealing with your past and coming. It's basically a coming of age kind of movie for him.
But you liked it.
I liked it, yeah.
Wow.
It's a little long. The whole storyline with Mom should have been out of there.
Oh my God, yes.
That was useless. But no, I liked it. Yeah, it does follow a formula. There's no question. But, you know, for knowing what you're getting, I thought it was done well.
Okay. Well, what about lies?
Oh, what about lies? I wish I could lie about this movie, actually.
Come on, give it a try. Get an Academy Award here.
I'm compelled to tell the truth about this stinker. Little White Lie is a small film, thank God. Not in theaters. You actually have to look for this one, but I wouldn't recommend it. Stars Michael Shannon as a guy named Shriver. Shriver was an author, like a J.D. Salinger. He wrote one novel years ago, then he drops off the map. It's considered a classic. There you saw Kate Hudson and Don Johnson. They're professors at a college. They have a literary festival that they have every year, and they write letters to authors to try and get them to come. Well, wouldn't you know it, the letter they write to the author Shriver ends up with another Shriver, Michael Shannon, who you saw there, who's actually just a handyman and has some problems. He gets the letter and decides, yeah, I got nothing better to do. I might as well go. So he invites himself. Well, of course, complications ensue because, of course, it becomes evident real quickly that this ain't the guy. But he starts to maybe believe that he might be the guy. Maybe all this stuff did happen and he repressed it, but we're not quite sure. And he also stumbles into the fact that, you know, while he wants to take credit for this novel is now seen as out of date and misogynist and comes under attack for this. There's a lot going on in this movie, but not much of it is developed in the way it should be. This needed to be a little bit more snappy, a little bit funnier, and it just ain't there for me.
Okay, we have 30 seconds.
You know, I agree with much of what Chuck said. However, I did like it because it accentuated the fact that if you tell yourself a lie enough times, it becomes your truth. And was this really Shriver? We don't know. We'll find out at the end.
Where are these playing?
You have to go through video on demand for Little White Lie and then in theaters for Creed 3.
Are you a Creed person?
I have not seen any of them.
Oh.
No.
I feel like
You got 8 hours or 16 hours to catch up.
What are you talking about tomorrow?
Operation Fortune, an action film I've been looking forward to for quite some time. Aubrey Plaza, Hugh Grant, Jason Statham, Josh Hartnett. I'll be seeing it at 6 o'clock tonight. Tune in tomorrow morning. I'll talk about it.
Okay, well, we'll look forward to that. We always enjoy your your movie reviews. And you can see all of their movie reviews at realtalkwithchuckandpam.com. Give them a like on Facebook. Definitely check out their podcast.
All the things.
All the things.
All the things.